I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I did not watch the promo.
What up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here, and you know who this is. They are two of MLW's brightest, boldest, and most dastardly stars, coming off a big betrayal of Alex Hammerstone. It's Richard Holliday and the interview tyrant, Alicia Atout, the Clout Couple. How are you two doing?
Fantastic.
Can't complain whatsoever.
Love to hear it. I was telling you before we started, but had I known that this was a formal gathering, I would have dressed up a little bit nicer. But Richard, I appreciate you unbuttoning the shirt, leaving off the tie, making me feel a little more at home here.
I didn't do that for you. I promise you that. But you should have known that this was more of a professional interview. Anytime you do the media, you should look your best.
Yeah, well, I clearly failed, and I'll keep that in mind for next time. Now, before we get on to all the amazing work the two of you are doing, not to expedite anything or make any assumptions, but people were wondering, if the wedding comes around, will MJF be getting an invite?
Got to see, where it is, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that right now.
Okay. No. Altar Boy, maybe?
Flower Girl?
Flower Girl sounds good. Alicia, a lot of people have been wondering, sort of considering this new role you're taking on, really putting yourself at the forefront of MLW. Are you at all working towards an eventual in-ring match?
So at this point, not necessarily. When I am doing my stuff with the Worsties, we do a lot of stuff in ring.
Mhm.
I've learned a lot. I would definitely say I'm better than a lot of people I've seen at this point live, but I don't know if I'm quite ready yet to do anything in front of the crowd. So we'll see if that ever happens. If that does, we'd be unstoppable.
That'd be
That
crazy.
would be insane.
Can you imagine a mixed tag? The Clout Couple in ring action?
Wild.
Money.
Inaugural championship, why not? I mean, you got a good rotation on those low blows, so I feel like a nice European uppercut would fit nicely into the repertoire there. Before we move on to Richard and Hammerstone and all of that, Alicia, what's it been like for you? Coming into this as an interviewer. Of course, there are performative elements to that stuff you've been doing for ages. What's it been like for you to sort of now adopt this more villainous persona, really bring that to the forefront and kind of, flesh out who you are as a performer?
Well, I've always kind of been someone to just go balls to the wall with everything. And it really did get to the point where I got so tired of everyone's BS in the back. I just wanted to pull that Spinal Tap and crank it to 11. So what you're seeing is genuinely me. I mean, you've pretty much known me from the start of my MLW career. And deep down, I've never been content with everything going on. I always knew deep down we were the stars of the brand. So now the fact everyone's seeing that, they know we are the Clout Couple, it just feels right.
What is the most refreshing part of putting this part of yourself out into the world?
Taking no one's shit. Like beforehand, I'd let something slide, someone would say something annoying, I'd just be like, whatever, water off a duck's back. No longer. They're gonna get it. If they say something wrong, if they cross a line, they not only have to deal with me, but also my man. So don't be stupid.
She always makes me smile when she says things like water off a duck's tap. Like, that's so cute, isn't that? It's hilarious.
Speaking of MLW, I did do an interview with Killer Cross that you guys can check out on the channel, and he really gets a kick out of some of the stuff that doesn't make it onto air, the way he harasses fans. And so I look forward to seeing all the ways that the two of you plan to make the MLW fans' life a living hell. Richard, is it safe to say officially, because people were wondering, is it fair to say the Dynasty is over, or is this possibly an opportunity for the Dynasty 2.0, something more crafted in your vision?
Well, I think the original incarnation of the Dynasty is certainly over, but I feel how I've always felt, and now I'm just kind of allowing everybody to feel what I feel, is that I've always just been a Dynasty of one. It's always been me. From the very start, from the inauguration of the Dynasty, everything that you have seen or known, it has always been me, the brains behind the operation, just kind of doing the little strings, the little puppet master. That's how I've always felt, and that's how I feel now.
Sometimes with stables and factions, we kind of see one predominant star emerge. How nice is it for you to now be at the forefront of this? Because we've seen MJF really have his moment as the centerpiece. We've seen Hammerstone have it, and it really feels like now it's kind of primed for Richard Holliday to take what he's kind of worked towards.
Well, sometimes good things take time, and I understand that. I just think that it's been more so people have just had clouded judgment of who the star of the dynasty really was for this entire time. Like they think it's Max, they think it's Hammer. Some people thought it was me. And that's completely fine in the past. Now they know, right? Like now it's undeniable. There is no denying the fact that I am the biggest star in the dynasty or from the dynasty. It was always me. So does it feel good to now have all the notoriety? Does it feel good to now have all this overwhelming, not support, but you know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. Not really, because it should have always been me. They should have always known that it was me. And now I'm just like, oh, okay, now they're finally starting to come around. Now they're finally starting to understand what this has all been about.
Beyond simply capturing the world title, which isn't simple, it's a big achievement. But let's say by the end of this year or by the end of next year, when people think about Richard Holliday, the star, what do you want them to think? What's sort of the legacy you want to start crafting beyond just being a world champ?
Well, listen, I go out there every single time I walk through the curtain. I go out there with the purpose of making the consumers know that I'm the one that they're going to remember when they leave the arena every single time. So whether that's, tomorrow night in Charlotte or, April 1st in Texas, it doesn't really matter. A year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, the legacy will always be the same. I'm synonymous with MLW. I'm the biggest star here. Me and Alicia are the Clout Couple. And just remember me, remember my name, understand what I do and all the authenticity that comes behind me.
Last thing on the Dynasty, the fact that, I put out a Q&A thread, thank you guys for sharing that. The fact that so many people are already asking about a Dynasty 2.0, something led by Richard, is the Dynasty officially over, etc. Very few factions, especially when you go outside of traditionally the major promotions, have this sort of remain so pleasantly remembered in fans' eyes. What does it mean to you that you guys, for the time that you were on the same page, were able to craft something, an organization of like MLW that's probably going to stand the test of time as one of, if not the best stable to come out of this promotion?
Oh, without question. Listen, I don't have clouded judgment, as I've mentioned that most consumers have these days, and a lot of the media has these days. I understand exactly what the Dynasty was. Like, I'll never deny the fact that we were the hottest thing in Major League Wrestling. We completely revolutionized our brand. We were the main attraction each and every week. People tuned into Fusion to see what the Dynasty was going to do. It was a collection of three individuals, myself, Maxwell, and Hammer, and we went out there and we stole the show every single time, every single week. I'll never deny that, right? So the fact that it has a lasting memory upon people, fantastic. I knew that was going to happen. Anything I do is going to be memorable. Anything I do is going to remain in your memory and be significant in time. So that's fantastic. I'm glad that the Dynasty's name is etched in ink and will never be erased.
MJF cut a promo on AEW Dynamite Wednesday that really touched a lot of fans, although those day ones from MLW are a little bit familiar with the story. True, honest depiction of MJF the person, or a villain so dastardly that he's blurring the lines between who you think he is and who he really is?
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I did not watch the promo.
I saw clips of it, and anytime I've ever been in the room with Maxwell, he's just a douche. So I wouldn't take any of that as genuine whatsoever.
Perfect. Well, that's the clip. No better way to put it. Guys, as we begin to wrap up here, the Clout Couple, the Power Couple, I'm going to put you guys through a little ranking. I'm going to get you guys to pair off some of the best power couples in pro wrestling history. Before we get there, I often talk about how, for me, I have a girlfriend who could not care less about MMA, could not care less about pro wrestling, would wish that I would shut up about it. And for me, it's nice because I spend enough of my day thinking about this stuff. It's nice to have that break. For you two, what's it like? What's the best part about having a partner in the same promotion, in the same industry, who can really sort of understand the things that you two are going through at times?
there's a lot that comes with being in the wrestling business that people outside of it just don't get, especially when you're trying to date people. You know, they don't understand the travel, the fact that you can get a call and you have to hop on a plane. They don't understand the late nights, that you're in locker rooms with tons of people all the time. There's a big trust thing there. There's just a lot people don't get. And so the fact that we've both been through it for years and we have that commonality, I think that's one of the things that really brought us together originally. So that's, I mean, it's only been a plus.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off her. I mean, it's such an odd thing what we do in this business, and you know, all the travel and what comes with it, and you know, blocking off hours a day to do media. You know, the training that goes involved with it. You know, how meticulous, you know, people have to be with their diet, like myself. You know, there's so many things that people have to understand, and most people don't. So when you get in with somebody who is part of this world and part of what we do, they just understand it more. And it's easier and it's more fluid, and you know, it's a little bit more seamless. So you know, for us, it's just been easy.
Now we get to explore the world together. And how crazy is that?
Yeah,
I love it.
Maybe go to Charlotte today, see what they have to offer. Hopefully they have some good coffee.
You've both talked about the parts of yourself that you're gonna really now show off to the MLW world. Richard, what's one quality about Alicia that you think fans haven't seen enough of yet that they're really gonna start learning about, and vice versa?
Listen, Alicia is such a star, just in every sense of the word, which is really one of the reasons I'm so attracted to her. I mean, she's beautiful, she's sexy. There's nothing that she can't do. She's fearless. I love that. That's such an intangible quality that not a lot of women have, is how fearless she is. And I think people are going to see that more and more. Of what she can do and just how bright of a star she is. I mean, we've only scratched the surface, if I'm being honest.
I feel like I could say the exact same thing about Richard. It's one of those things where from the first time I met him, as much as I was trying to deny it over and over, I felt like, he's a stud. He's an absolute hunk. So fucking handsome. So you have to see that. And then of course, just the star power. When he walks in a room, he just commands it. He has such an incredible energy. And now that you won't have some big doofus standing in his way, I just cannot wait for everybody to see that and see it just every time, every show, every time Fusion airs. It's just very exciting for me. So I can't wait for them to see him in the spotlight.
Some nasty elbows too, and can swing a baseball bat. My back and neck always hurt, but that just exasperated things. Okay, as we finish up here, guys, I'm going to give you 5 power couples in the pro wrestling world, and I'd just like you to rank them. What are the clauses? Whatever you want. How you know, their star power, the lasting impression, whatever you guys deem are the qualifiers. Up to you guys.
I get it.
Yeah. I hit the 15-minute mark, my man. Okay, here are the 5 power couples. We got Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
Okay.
Randy Savage, Macho Man, and Queen Elizabeth. We have Adam Cole and Britt Baker, Dr. DMD. We have Cody and Brandy Rhodes. And then, you know, my personal just fun one in there, King Booker and Queen Sharmell.
All right, so I would put Macho Man and Elizabeth first, because for me personally, the promos that they did, especially that stuff with Mean Gene as an interviewer, was captivating. I'd never seen a couple captured in that spotlight. So for me, like, they would be my number one.
Yeah, they're going to be number one, and then unfortunately, I'm going to cut the list from there. You know, however you want to throw in 2 through 5, it doesn't really matter. Macho Man and Elizabeth, I will give them their flowers. They were number one for the time being. But they were number one, absolutely, quite revolutionary. You know, for the times, 100%. They stand the test of time. You know, anytime you watch, you know, Macho Man and Elizabeth, just the saga between them. The other ones are, you know, some of them are still ongoing, some of them aren't. I don't really think it matters. I mean, really, all that matters is being number one, right? Like, no one takes pride in being number 4. So, you know, I won't even insult them by ranking them that way. We'll just stick with number 1.
Okay, well then we'll give Randy and Elizabeth their flowers. I guess we'll have to slide the Clout Couple into number 2 for now.
1B.
For now. 1B, even better.
It's simply just due to the fact of how new we are.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't think it'll take quite as long to eclipse, you know. Now, we're going to wrap up here, but first, I want to leave you guys the last word. So I'll do my part very quickly. Everyone, thank you so much for checking out the video. As always, if you like what you see, if you're still here, you know what you got to do. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, thumbs up, leave a comment, let us know who your favorite power couple is in a terrible world in which we don't have the Clout Couple, because I don't want to make the answer too easy for you guys. All that goes such a long way to helping the video grow. Richard Holliday, Alicia Atout, thank you guys so much for the time. If there's anything you want to let the people know, please let them know.
Mainly just follow our journey on MLW. You can air Fusion and watch it every single Thursday at 8 p.m. EST. Catch us live at shows. Follow him online at Most Marketable. Follow me online at Alicia Atout. We have some crazy things coming. We are always planning things, so just keep your eyes on the Clout Couple.
So smooth. Smooth.